Yo, this is your guy Funky Peacock here. I'm going to just remake that last video because I kind of just threw that one together and I didn't really feel great about that one. So yeah, just that's just a little thing about that one. I'm gonna leave it up because I want to ensure that it stays as a reminder to do good stuff. So yeah, anyway, let's begin. So, I've been thinking about the film Black Panther and why the Wakandans are just so dumb. Just like the last video. But, I really just decided to sit down and write down my thoughts. This is going to be part one. I'm just going to go over some very basic stuff on why these boys are so dumb. So, buckle up and let's get this started. So, first of all, so you got Wakanda. Wakanda's pretty ancient and stuff like that. You know, as a city and a civilization, forever ago, the meteor crashed into the planet so that they would have it. So they could not have been there whenever the meteor crashed. So, the meteor's been there since, let's just say it killed the dinosaurs or whatever. I can't remember the exact, if that's what they say in the MCU. But and then they get this vibranium, and they got so much ahead of everybody else, and they just let it squander away to the point where anybody with just a little bit more power than them just comes in and rolls up. You know what I mean? Or if they had just had a different piece of technology, like the pin particle, they might have gotten smacked up because they just are dumb. And I'm here to prove that today. So let's look at, my top reasons of why these boys are dumb. And what they could have been doing this entire time. So I'm going to kind of go in a pseudo-chronological state with this. If I go out, oh well, just part one. Part one is going to be just some of my ideas of what they could have been doing this whole time. Part two is going to be more of the same. And then three is just if they decided to conquer like they should have. Because bare minimum, they should have had Africa locked down tight. But they don't. But that's for later. So anyway, back in ancient times, the Vikings are just chilling. And then the Asgardians are just like, yo, bro, you guys want to go raid stuff? Yeah. And, that's how we know them as Vikings. You know what I mean? I guess it's more the Nordic people, you would say. But I'm just going to keep calling them Vikings. You could have went in there and talked to them, to the point where... So, when they roll up, there is a distinct possibility that Asgard would just be like, no, go away. You have your own little religion and God and everything over there. That's distinct, or they may get, maybe clapped up a little bit. I will not say some of these scenarios do not require a bit of luck or a bit of, diplomacy. You know what I mean? But seeing as the Wakandans are this super intelligent race of people, by the time that they are to this level, even, I don't know how far advanced they would have to be at this point. But bare minimum, bare minimum, they gotta have that shield up, or they gotta be they gotta be murdering people. And people might be thinking like, oh, the Wakandans don't want to go out because they don't want to get discovered and stuff like that. With all the technology advances and stuff, they are going to be murdering anybody they need to. Any op that they run into, it's not a problem, besides the Asgardians, which I'm going to get back to in a minute, but I'm just making this very, very clear. Some rando dude just chilling, unless they got superpowers, they're getting clapped. Man, woman, or child. They literally, to keep their secret alive, they murdered the king's brother. The second to the throne, if the king died, and like his king, not second, I guess, but if his the king's family died, besides the uncle, it's his time to rule. And he just got, bam, clapped out of existence. Killmonger didn't, but that's a stupid moment of the movie that doesn't make any sense. Bare minimum, they should have took that kid back, but I don't know. You know. But that's just one of my problems with the movie anyway. But let's get back to the Vikings and all of that. So, bare minimum. Bare minimum. They talk to him, they get told to go away. Okay. They know that there's something out of there that is that powerful and weird and above them. So they know that's out there. If they think they're aliens, or they think they're, gods, or whatever they think it is, it's there. You know what I mean? And they're going to be out there looking like, okay, what is there anybody else out here to do that with? You know what I mean? But if they get in good with the Asgardians and the Vikings and teach the Vikings all types of technology and even bare minimum technologies, bro. Such as keeping your food good while you're out conquering the world, conquering and raiding and stuff over there and taking stuff. How about a refrigerator on your boat? Whoa. What is that? Or how to properly preserve food so that you don't get a heart attack from all the salt you're putting on the stuff. Besides the fact salt is very, very valuable at this point in the world stage, even today. But they'll just have better. You know what I mean? But okay. You know what I mean? But they could get all types of what they call magic. But it may be technology, because Thor 1's a little funky with that. He's talking about oh, to them it was magic, but to us it's technology. Doesn't matter. Magic tech doesn't matter. If they get a little trickle of that, bro. Invincible-esque armor. Plus any even baby mode magic. A basic, transform, make yourself look different spell. Or something like Loki does, all the time, just flicks it out like it's nothing. You know what I mean? Learns how to anybody. The king learns how to use that. Bro, he's the most powerful king in the world at that point. Bro, he's going to be rolling up to everybody. And with nobody able to stop him. If Thor fancies himself a Wakandan woman, and she's up for it, or even if she's not, depending on what kind of society Wakanda is, they may be having half Asgardian children up in there. And if any of those become the king and get amped by panther juice, you got a problem, because Loki, the god of mischief, he specifically doesn't he likes to be mischievous and stab you in the back and stuff. He's not a brawler, but he's getting clapped around by the Hulk and literally looks just fine. And I'm going to cite the scene in Endgame where he's walking around just fine, and in Loki has no brain damage, nothing. And he's getting slammed into marble by the Hulk. Marble floors, bro. That is hard. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's a big thing over there that they just don't do anything with. So, okay. They just ignored that. let's go on, So we got next Doctor Strange and everything with that. And WandaVision. I'm also going to bring WandaVision into this because that's also magic-y-ness or whatever. So, the Ancient Ones just wandering around out there, or whoever was before her or whatever, and other magic users are just wandering around, Like the Ancient One, she's probably not going to do any. She's probably not going to mess with the wakandans, even if they find her. You know what I mean? While they're doing a stealth mission, you know what I mean, with this vibranium like armor or whatever, or just just any decent amount of like technology and stuff. Like they might not get nothing out of her. She can see the future and has the Eye of Agamotto and all that nonsense. Okay? But, there's a random witch lady from WandaVision. She's been around for, like, a long time. Now, not that long, but pretty long. To the point where somebody had to have taught her, or she had to have a tome that was written by someone else before her that has all these spells. All of these spells, bro. Like a bunch of busted, like, flight level spells and stuff. Imagine if you can fly without the use of technology. You know what I mean? Wakanda eventually get their hovercraft things together, but I'm just going to say they don't have that yet. You know what I mean? Whenever they meet the magic person. And say this magic person doesn't have any healing spells or anything like that. It's like, you just handle some basic antibiotics, and boom, court advisor. Hand them, vibranium, which in the comics, so very simply, I'm going to state this right now. The comics are not the MCU. But we can say, in a hypothetical situation, such as this, maybe we can take some of the rulings that they haven't exactly clarified yet in the MCU and use those a little bit use a little bit from the comics. And in the comics, if you have magic, like say you had a staff like Gandalf, and you had a little laser beam coming out of it, and it was made of wood, and it's like, okay, that's pretty good. Make it out of vibranium, bro, that thing's getting amped. It multiplies magic. Is a great conductor for it. So, you're making a pretty powerful wizard or witch or whatever, doesn't matter. And then you got, let's look back over here at the king. He's got magic. This is a composite king. So he's got vibranium armor, Black Panther juice. If he does well with the Asgardians, he's got a level of magic just in his pocket, plus a little bit extra that the Asgardians didn't tell him about. But I'm gonna keep it over here anyway. You know what I mean? Just a little bit extra. Like immortality? Like that woman's been around for ages. Immortality? Bam, that's easy, Chief. The Immortal King? Bet. There's no way a king would not be like, yeah, let me go ahead and get that with no disease. Bet. So yeah, anyway, that is just a big thing right there. So anyway, like the king, he's immortal. Let's just, a little hypothetical fun. The Ancient One's like, yeah, I can see the future, you're cool. I'll give you something, a little basic something like a sling ring. They handed that to Doctor Strange on day one. Give him one sling ring, and that's all they get, is one. And if they can make more, that's what they get. You know what I mean? And near instant teleportation to anywhere you can think of that you have been before, while Wakanda's got better technology than anybody else in the world. Even if they just got a basic steamship, they are basically going to make an instant teleportation to anywhere on the planet. Anywhere they need to. Any shipping they need to do, any secret, little Wakanda government plans like this, just open up a portal. Open up a portal, yeah. Oh, the Americas? Something's going on over there? The conquistadors? Let's go check it out. Boom. They're there. They're there in a boom like that. The king walks out in his Wakandan battle armor, and then with a spear, which is also a staff, with magic, and all of that. And he just fodderizes anybody who gets in his way. He don't even got to be stealthy anymore at that point. Because anybody who gets in his way, boom, gone out of existence, bro. Just gone. So, yeah. That's a little bit. And then, now, we got, I'm going up to, like, Shang-Chi-ish right now. Because that's, besides Eternals, I'm not watching that. Because I just don't care, bro, that much to go watch Eternals. Looks like booty cheeks, bro. But, Shang-Chi's dad, found the 10 rings somewhere, and he put them on. It's a space intergalactic thing, and these things are strong, like really strong. So not only does it conquer any army, like he can just one-man it by himself, you know what I mean, it amps you up, and it just makes you really strong. You know what I mean? It can make big shock waves and stuff like that. Like, that is beating anybody of his era, easily, bro. And he just chose to, be an isolationist, which is another dumb thing I don't like. Stop doing that, Marvel. Stop saying they just didn't do anything. I would rather you say that they did do something and they literally conquered everything and they control everything over just saying, nah. But they're the only ones who get the magic and super, super cool stuff. You know what I mean? Everybody else gets to wait a little bit. You know what I mean? They get if they develop it themselves, that's cool. Anything that they develop they don't have, we take with us. You know what I mean? Type business. But Shang-Chi, these things are pretty good. Shang-Chi's dad, he's still a normal man under all that. Fighting this super souped up Wakandan king. I don't think he's winning against. Well, actually, I do think he's winning against. I think they actually. I'm going to take that back. Because he kind of may be universal-ish tier. You know what I mean? Because of all of the nonsense in the Shang-Chi movie, whenever they got the big demon boy, and he's sitting out, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to kill everything, and I'm going to destroy the universe. And then they just shove the rings down his throat and blow him up. It's like, okay. So yeah. That's the thing. Then, say they clap Shang-Chi's dad, or they don't, you know what I mean? He gets 10 rings, he doesn't, it's a little, But if they find the big forest thing, and they can either find their way through it, through trial and error just by sending people in, or if they could just blow it open or whatever, there's a giant portal to another dimension. Right there. And they walk through, and the natives are like, yo, we're super advanced compared to even you guys. You guys be cool. Don't open that door, because it will destroy the universe. And it's bet, we won't. What is that? Dragon scales? It's dragon scale equipment. Maybe better than Wakanda, vibranium. That's cool. Okay. So, you got that. And you've got all of this from 3 movies. I'm not even getting into tech. I'm just going into ancient magical nonsense right now. But that's what you got already. Dude. I'm going to be able to milk this series forever, bro. I'm going to be able to make like 10 videos on this at this point. Especially if I start doing all the new shows coming out. You know what I mean? Because every one of these shows keeps just being like, well, there was actually a thing you didn't know about. Well, the Wakandans probably would have known about that because they would have ruled the world, bro. So I get to make another video now, even if it's like 5 minutes long, just being like, yeah, this happens. You know what I mean? But so before I end the video, let's do a quick summary. You know what I mean? If stuff goes right and fun. You've got a Wakanda king with Asgardian tech nonsense, magicalness, and the 10 rings. Like, unironically, and also I want to bring up that vibranium is so strong that a shield made of the stuff being held up by Steve Rogers, who is comparable to Black Panther, most likely, can just say no to the God of Thunder. Slamming his big old hammer down on him. Just, I'm just American. I'm just Captain America, just sitting here. And then you got Wakandan battle armor and all this nonsense, and you're just like, nah. Like, wow, bro. What's going to happen, bro? Is the King of England going to shoot an arrow at you? No. This is like, yes, he probably is, but ain't nothing happening to you. Sling ring anywhere in the world. You can chop people's limbs off with the sling ring. So that's a good way to get Shang-Chi's dad out of the picture. Just sling ring, like while he's sleeping or something, sling ring his arms off. It's like, well, you don't have the 10 rings anymore, so give me the 10 rings. It's like, boom, all right, cool. Stealthy approach really works. Get it done. And it's like, dude, what is this? Why were you guys doing absolutely nothing this entire time? But just sitting there being like isolationists. Dude, I cannot wait to make the next video on this because it's ridiculous.